Hey everyone, welcome back to Relevant TV. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how the Canadian clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson ended up in rehab. But before we get started, please support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications too so that you're notified whenever we post a new video. Anyways, let's get started. Jordan Peterson is a Canadian clinical psychologist and a professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. He began to receive widespread attention in the late 2010s for his outspoken views on cultural and political issues. He was born and raised in Alberta. Peterson obtained bachelor's degrees in political science and psychology from the University of Alberta and a PhD in clinical psychology from McGill University. Jordan Peterson's daughter recently revealed that he was recovering from an addiction to tranquilizers. Peterson was in an intensive care unit in a Russian hospital after being treated for a dependence to benzodiazepine, an anti-anxiety medication. According to his daughter, Mikhaila Peterson, he was initially misdiagnosed on multiple occasions in North American hospitals, including a clinic in New York. In fact, during the whole ordeal, he nearly died several times, which he explains how dire his situation was. The drug is one he had been taking for years, and it was for him to help treat his anxiety brought on by severe autoimmune reaction to food. Before, all he did was eat lots of meat and remove greens from his diet, and that seemed to do the trick. It improved his mental and physical health. Peterson was prescribed the drug back in 2016. But not so long ago, the Peterson family were hit with a tragedy as Peterson's wife, Tammy Roberts, was diagnosed with an incurable cancer. Canadian doctors couldn't cope with Roberts' illness, so she ended up hospitalized in America, which proved to help the situation because they were able to save her, at least for the time being. Peterson never left Roberts' side, but the stress he was put under was extreme. Because of that, doctors increased his dosage, but that seemed to have created much more problems in the long term. The increased dosage just increased his anxiety, and he caught an addiction to the drug as well. Mikhaila and her husband then decided to take Peterson to Moscow to undergo rehab, but during his rehab he was diagnosed with pneumonia and put into an induced coma for 8 days. Mikhaila described her father's withdrawal as horrific. He was hospitalized and put in the ICU at that time. His treatments were not working as intended, but in the end things did look up when his daughter found the rehab center in Russia that gave him an emergency medical benzodiazepine detox. Sadly, as a result of the medications, the withdrawal, and the time in the ICU, Peterson has neurological damage and can neither type nor walk well. His muscle strength was so depleted that he had to get therapy to sit up by himself. Following the treatment that he received, Peterson managed to recover and leave Russia benzo-free. He then traveled to Florida and on to Serbia to continue his rehabilitation from anxiety and neurological complications caused by physical addiction to the drug. Now, it is important to understand that Jordan Peterson was not necessarily addicted to the drug, but rather that he was dependent on it. That, of course, is confirmed by the fact that he was prescribed these drugs by doctors, of course due to circumstances in his life. The particular drug he took, which is part of the benzo family, is deemed as one of the most dangerous drugs you could ever try to give up or let go of at a quick rate. In fact, it is said that it could actually kill you if you were trying to give it up quickly, hence why his recovery caused damage and side effects and why he was in intensive care for quite a long period of time. Therefore, being heavily monitored in a rehab center was absolutely crucial in helping his recovery. Of course, that is not to mention the fact that letting go of it on your own is extremely difficult. Anyway, to more positive matters, despite the fact that he has trouble walking and typing on his own, he is on the mend and he's smiling again, according to his daughter. That was a rundown of how Jordan Peterson ended up in rehab and his struggles he had to endure while undergoing his rehabilitation. That will be all for today's video. And guys, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it'd really help us out, and have a look at our other videos on the channel as well. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the video, and thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in the next video. Keep well and take care.